mouth is having a glass of water. Feel a little bit nervous, have some water. Nature's remedy. First of all, I'd like to state that I sincerely hope the evening has served you all well, thus far. Secondly, I'd like to make a proposal. A proposal that we as a group examine our roots. Not as men, women, or Americans, mammals, or fellow appreciators of oxygen alone, but as curious folks. Take me, for instance. At the tender age of 4, I found myself perplexed by the mysteries of my own existence. Naturally, it was my mother who I turned to for guidance, wisdom, and know-how. And rightfully so. You see, she had nearly perfected her abilities to soothe the young, unsettled mind. I say nearly due to the fact that on the crisp Georgia morning of October 12, 1987, I dared ask the question, where was I before I was?
I knew you were going to say that.
Where was I before I was? Oh, dear audience, I know what you're thinking. Who does this unfathomably handsome and fashionable young fellow think he is? Perhaps some sort of an existentialist Jerry Seinfeld admirer? Well, you should be ashamed of yourselves. Making snap judgments, eagerly labeling me as this or that because you find such questions unsettling. Well, I assure you, dear audience, I have a confession to make. Perhaps the recently referenced attacks on yours truly were not quite as much of a trespass as I've led you to believe. After all, I am the author of several underappreciated and increasingly obscure philosophy books, such as What's the Deal with Suffering and Why Do They Call It Neurosis? Both of which will be available for purchase later this evening out in the parking lot. I've still got a few thousand copies in my trunk, and feel free to stop by on your way out. I'll be by the Toyota. It's the one that's been defiled by pigeon waste. But that is neither here nor there, is it, dear friends? For we have more important things to dwell on than bird feces, don't we? Where was I before I was? A question littered with terrifying possibilities. For instance, I don't believe I've known anyone to comfortably embrace the idea or the inevitable fact that at some point in time, they were just a testicular tenant. That's right. It doesn't matter who you are or how much wealth you've acquired in this life. There was a time when your most noble characteristic was your ability to rapidly squirm that little tadpole tail at a rate that exceeded your peers. And exactly what did we expect to find when we reached that final destination? Well, fortunately for us all, at that time, we were spared such hardships as raging questions and speculation and anxiety of the future. It was simple, hardened instinct that drove us to win that race. Might that be where we all go wrong, dear friends? Perhaps we should embrace the idea that we're all merely cross-contaminations of chance and loins. I know what you're thinking. Not me. I have a soul. Fair enough, fair enough. But just as a table is a collection of multiple components, such as legs, screws, and finish, this identity of yours, this soul, is also made of components, is it not? One can't help but wonder, just what exactly is it that lies at the bottom, the root, the very core, the very soul of the soul? That, my friends, is curiosity older than Yoda. And I've got news for you, dear audience. For the low, low price of $24.99 and a quick pit stop to the trunk of a Toyota, you too can discover the origins of the human soul. Yeah, who knew, right? It was right here. Thank you for your time.